Welcome to the Discourse Analyzer AI Toolkit, where articles come alive. You're listening to the audio version of our article. For the full text and an interactive experience, check out the link in the description below. Interact with any selection using our AI assistant to enhance your understanding. Let's explore.
What is Critical Discourse Analysis, CDA?
Explained. The exploration into the realms of discourse analysis, DA, and critical discourse analysis, CDA, unveils a nuanced spectrum of language study that bridges linguistic form and social function, melding the microscopic scrutiny of textual elements with the macroscopic analysis of socio-political undercurrents. By distinguishing between general DA's focus on language mechanics and CDA's emphasis on language as a conduit of power and ideology, this discourse navigates through the foundational pillars, theoretical diversities, and methodological approaches characterizing each field. The exposition delves into CDA's historical evolution, drawing from a rich intellectual heritage that spans Marxist theory, social constructionism, and systemic functional linguistics, thereby setting a comprehensive backdrop for understanding the critical dimensions of language as a social instrument.
1. Understanding discourse analysis. Discourse analysis, DA, and critical discourse analysis, CDA, represent interconnected yet distinct areas within the broader field of linguistics, each with its unique focus, methodologies, and theoretical underpinnings. Understanding the definition and scope of these disciplines, as well as the distinctions between them, is crucial for navigating the complex landscape of language study. Definition and scope. Discourse analysis is a diverse field that examines how language is used in texts and contexts, aiming to understand not just what is said, but how it is said, and the effects it produces in different situations. DA encompasses a wide range of texts, spoken, written, or multimodal, and considers various levels of language use, from micro-level features, such as word choice and sentence structure, to macro-level structures, like conversations, narratives, and entire texts. The scope of DA is broad, covering various disciplines including linguistics, sociology, psychology, and anthropology. It aims to reveal the nuanced ways in which language constructs social reality, identities, relationships, and power dynamics. General discourse analysis. General discourse analysis focuses on the structures and functions of language in use. It seeks to describe and analyze the patterns and rules governing discourse, without necessarily delving into the broader social and ideological implications. General DA is primarily concerned with how language works in various communicative contexts, how meanings are constructed and negotiated, and how coherence and cohesion are achieved in texts. Introduction to Critical Discourse Analysis, CDA. Critical discourse analysis extends beyond the descriptive aim of general discourse analysis by explicitly engaging with the socio-political dimensions of discourse. CDA is underpinned by a critical theory framework that views language as a form of social practice that both reflects and shapes societal structures and power relations. The critical in CDA denotes a commitment to examining the ideological underpinnings and power dynamics embedded within discourse, with the aim of uncovering inequality, dominance, and discrimination. Distinction between general discourse analysis and CDA. The key distinction between general DA and CDA lies in their focus and aims. Focus. While general DA may concentrate on the linguistic features and communicative functions of discourse, CDA delves deeper into the socio-political contexts, examining how discourse practices perpetuate or challenge power structures and ideologies. Aims. General DA aims to understand and describe discourse patterns and rules, whereas CDA seeks to critically analyze the role of discourse in maintaining or resisting social inequalities. CDA is inherently normative, aiming not just to analyze but also to contribute to social change by highlighting and challenging oppressive discourse practices. Methodological approaches. CDA employs a broader range of interdisciplinary methodologies, drawing from social theory,
cultural studies, and even cognitive linguistics, to analyze the intersection of language, power, and society. While general DA might focus on linguistic analysis, CDA integrates this with a critical examination of the historical, cultural, and political contexts of discourse. Both discourse analysis and critical discourse analysis offer valuable insights into the complex role of language in society, but they do so from different perspectives and with different objectives. While DA provides the tools for analyzing language use across various contexts, CDA builds on this foundation with a critical approach that seeks to understand and challenge the social forces that shape discourse practices. Together, they contribute to a comprehensive understanding of discourse as a pivotal element in human communication, culture, and society.
2. Origins and evolution of CDA. Critical Discourse Analysis (CDA) emerged as a distinct area of study in the late 20th century, drawing on a rich tapestry of intellectual traditions and responding to the growing recognition of the pivotal role of language in shaping social relations, identities, and power structures. Its origins and evolution are marked by contributions from several key figures and the integration of diverse theoretical influences, reflecting its interdisciplinary nature. 1. Historical background. CDA's roots can be traced to the 1970s and 1980s, a period marked by burgeoning interest in the ways language functions within society to perpetuate power imbalances. It developed as a response to traditional linguistics and discourse analysis, which often focused on language structure without adequately considering the social and political contexts of language use. CDA sought to bridge this gap by explicitly linking linguistic analysis to critical theories of society, thereby uncovering the ideological dimensions of discourse. 2. Key figures. Several scholars have been instrumental in shaping CDA, each bringing their unique perspectives and theoretical frameworks. Norman Fairclough, a foundational figure in CDA, Fairclough's work emphasized the dialectical relationship between discourse and social structure. His model of CDA focuses on three dimensions: text analysis, discourse practice, production and interpretation of texts, and socio-cultural practice, the broader social and cultural structures that inform discourse practices. Toon A. Van Dyke. Van Dyke's contributions to CDA include a focus on the cognitive aspects of discourse and how they relate to power and ideology. He has been particularly interested in how societal power relations are reproduced through discourse and has explored issues related to racism, political discourse, and the media. Ruth Wodak. Wodak has contributed significantly to the development of CDA through her work on the discourse historical approach, which emphasizes the importance of historical context in understanding discourse. Her research has covered a wide range of topics, including nationalism, racism, and political communication. 3. Theoretical influences. CDA is characterized by its theoretical pluralism, drawing on a range of intellectual traditions to inform its critical stance. Marxist theory. The influence of Marxist ideas about ideology, hegemony, and economic and social structures is evident in CDA's focus on power relations and inequality in discourse. Social theory. The work of sociologists and social theorists, including Pierre Bourdieu and Michel Foucault, has informed CDA's understanding of the relationship between language, power, and society. Foucault's concept of discourse as a means of social control and Bourdieu's notion of symbolic power are particularly influential. Pragmatics and functional linguistics. From the field of linguistics, CDA draws on pragmatics and systemic functional linguistics (SFL), using tools from these areas to analyze how language functions in its social context. SFL, associated with M.A.K. Halliday, provides a framework for exploring how language choices reflect and construct social relations. 4. Evolution. Over the years, CDA has expanded its focus to encompass a wide range of social issues and discourses, including gender, race, identity, environmental discourse, and media studies, among others. It has also incorporated new methodological approaches and engaged with emerging social and technological changes, such as the rise of digital media.
The field continues to evolve, reflecting ongoing shifts in social dynamics, technological advancements, and theoretical developments. The origins and evolution of critical discourse analysis illustrate its development as an interdisciplinary field that seeks to understand the intricate relationships between language, power, and society.
Through the contributions of key figures and the integration of diverse theoretical influences, CDA provides a powerful framework for analyzing how discourse shapes and is shaped by social structures and power relations, with a continual commitment to social justice and change. 3.
Principles of CDA. Critical Discourse Analysis, CDA, is distinguished by its specific objectives, key concepts, and underlying theoretical frameworks, all of which coalesce to offer a comprehensive approach to understanding discourse. At its core, CDA seeks not just to describe discourse features but to uncover the power dynamics and ideologies that are embedded within and reproduced through language use. This approach is underpinned by several guiding principles, objectives, and theoretical underpinnings. 1. Objectives of CDA. The primary objectives of CDA include: to reveal power structures. CDA aims to uncover how discourse practices contribute to the maintenance and contestation of power relations within society.
It seeks to expose the ways in which language is used to dominate, oppress, or marginalize certain groups.
To understand ideology. A key objective is to analyze how ideologies are embedded in discourse and how they shape individuals' perceptions of reality, influencing their beliefs and actions. To promote social change. Beyond analysis, CDA has a normative aspect, aspiring to contribute to social change by highlighting and challenging unfair power relations and the ideologies that support them. 2. Key concepts of CDA. Several key concepts underpin the practice of CDA, including power and hegemony. Power relations and the concept of hegemony, as introduced by Antonio Gramsci, are central to CDA. Discourse is seen as a means through which power is exercised and hegemonic ideologies are naturalized.
Ideology. CDA investigates how language serves to manifest and reproduce ideologies, understood as systems of belief that represent the interests of dominant social groups as universal truths. Discursive practices. The term refers to the ways in which texts are produced, distributed, and consumed within specific socio-cultural contexts, focusing on how these practices influence and are influenced by social structures. Intertextuality and recontextualization. These concepts refer to the ways in which texts draw upon, transform, and relate to other texts. CDA explores how discourses are shaped by and contribute to broader discursive fields. 3. Underlying theories. CDA draws on a variety of theoretical frameworks to inform its analysis. Marxist theories of ideology. Marxist concepts of ideology and economic and cultural hegemony inform CDA's understanding of how discourse reflects and reinforces social inequalities. Social constructionism. This perspective, which views knowledge and reality as constructed through discourse, underlies CDA's approach to analyzing how language shapes perceptions of the world. Foucauldian theory. Michel Foucault's theories about discourse, power, knowledge, and governmentality are integral to CDA, particularly his view of discourse as a vehicle for power relations. Halliday's Systemic Functional Linguistics, SFL, provides tools for analyzing how linguistic choices in texts reflect and construct social relations, offering a methodological foundation for CDA's linguistic analysis. Conclusion. Navigating the intricate landscape of discourse analysis and critical discourse analysis reveals a profound interconnection between linguistic structures and societal dynamics, where language emerges not merely as a medium of communication but as a pivotal force in shaping social reality. Through the lens of DA, we gain insights into the functional and structural aspects of language use across various contexts, laying bare the mechanics of meaning-making and interaction. CDA, in turn, elevates this analysis to a critical plane, where language is scrutinized as a vehicle of power, ideology, and resistance, reflecting and reinforcing social hierarchies and norms.
The journey from the origins of CDA, through its theoretical evolution, to the articulation of its core principles, underscores a commitment to not just decipher the complexities of discourse but to envisage a pathway towards social equity and change. This comprehensive exploration underscores the pivotal role of discourse analysis in unraveling the layers of language that construct and contest the fabric of social life, offering a reflective mirror to the intertwined narratives of linguistic expression and societal structure.
Frequently asked questions. What is discourse analysis, DA? Discourse analysis is a field of linguistics that examines how language is used in texts and contexts.
It aims to understand not just the content of communication but also how that content is expressed and its effects in various situations. DA covers a wide range of texts, from spoken to written or multimodal, and considers language use from micro-level features like word choice to macro-level structures such as narratives and entire texts.
How does general discourse analysis differ from critical discourse analysis, CDA? While general discourse analysis focuses on the structures and functions of language in use, aiming to describe and analyze discourse patterns without delving into broader social implications, critical discourse analysis, CDA, extends this by engaging with the socio-political dimensions of discourse. CDA examines how discourse practices perpetuate or challenge power structures and ideologies, with a normative aim of contributing to social change by highlighting oppressive discourse practices. What are the primary objectives of critical discourse analysis?
The primary objectives of CDA include revealing power structures, understanding how ideologies are embedded in discourse and influence perceptions of reality, and promoting social change by challenging unfair power relations and ideologies.
Can you name some key figures in the development of CDA?
Key figures in CDA include Norman Fairclough, who emphasized the relationship between discourse and social structure; Toon A. van Dyke, with a focus on the cognitive aspects of discourse related to power and ideology; and Ruth Wodak, known for her work on the discourse historical approach and its emphasis on historical context in understanding discourse.
What theoretical influences shape CDA?
CDA is shaped by theoretical influences from Marxist theory, focusing on ideology, hegemony, and social structures. Social theory, including the work of sociologists like Pierre Bourdieu and Michel Foucault on language, power, and society; and systemic functional linguistics, which provides tools for analyzing how language functions and its social context.
What are some key concepts of CDA?
Key concepts include power and hegemony, ideology, discursive practices, and concepts like intertextuality and recontextualization. These concepts help CDA practitioners analyze how discourse reflects, reproduces, and challenges social structures and power relations.
How does CDA view the role of ideology in discourse?
CDA views ideology as a system of beliefs embedded in discourse that serves to manifest and reproduce the interests of dominant social groups as universal truths.
It aims to uncover how these ideologies shape individuals' perceptions and actions. What distinguishes CDA's methodological approaches from general DA? CDA employs a broader range of interdisciplinary methodologies, integrating linguistic analysis with a critical examination of historical, cultural, and political contexts to analyze the intersection of language, power, and society.
This contrasts with general DA's focus on linguistic features and communicative functions without necessarily considering socio-political contexts. How has CDA evolved over time? CDA has evolved from its origins in the late 20th century, expanding its focus to include a wide range of social issues and discourses, such as gender, race, identity, and environmental discourse.
It has incorporated new methodological approaches and engaged with technological changes like digital media, reflecting ongoing shifts in social dynamics and theoretical developments.
What role does CDA play in understanding and addressing social inequalities? CDA plays a critical role in understanding how discourse practices contribute to the maintenance and contestation of power relations within society. By uncovering the ways language is used to dominate or marginalize, CDA seeks to promote social change by challenging oppressive discourse practices and the ideologies that support them, aiming to contribute to a more equitable society.